Hello and welcome to the SWBN News Watch, where we report global events from a Christian perspective. I am Chimela Chike. Thanks for joining us today. Now let's look at the major stories you need to hear about. In the United States, Christian Headlines reported that Indiana has outlawed nearly all abortions, making it the first state to approve an abortion ban since the Supreme Court's reversal of Roe v. Wade in June. Republican Governor Eric Holcomb signed the bill into law, restricting abortions from the moment a fertilized egg is implanted in the uterus. According to CBN News, exemptions are only made in cases of rape and incest or when the mother's life is at risk. At the same time, however, the victim must prove the attack by presenting documentation. The ban, which will take effect on September 15, also revokes the licenses of doctors who perform abortions illegally and do not file the proper paperwork. According to Wendy McNamara, Republican representative who sponsored the bill, the new law makes Indiana one of the most pro-life states in the nation. In Uganda, Minister News has reported that a pastor in Kiboka district is fearing for his life after receiving death threats from Muslim extremists. This is coming a month after a Christian missionary was killed for converting 8 Muslims to Christ in the same district. Pastor Godfrey Semuju said that the lives of his family and church members are also in danger. Semuju oversees 130 Elim Pentecostal churches in the Kiboka district, 75 miles northwest of Kampala. Narrating his ordeal to Morning Star News, Semuju described the death threat he received in a text, quote, "We warn you to stop converting our people to Christianity. If you continue doing this, then take note that taking your life is our jannah. After killing you, our Allah will reward us with it," end of quote. Pastor Semuju has received such messages for 3 months, with the threats increasing after his preaching led 17 Muslims to Christ in June and July. Some of the converts are teachers in Muslim elementary schools. The churches under his oversight have undergone a series of attacks in the past few months alone. Moving on, Rubanabati.com has reported that the founder and president of Love World Incorporated, also known as Christ Embassy, Pastor Chris Oyakhilome, has suspended his nephew, Daysman Oyakhilome Wogiren, due to gross misconduct. The clergyman announced the development during his Sunday communion and worship service, where he pointed out that Wogiren needs to undergo spiritual rehabilitation. Watch.
President of Love World Next and Love World Innovations, Daysman Oyakhilome Wogiren, is hereby removed from being president of Love World Next and Love World Innovations, and also suspended from all official roles for acts of gross misconduct. Gross misconduct. So he no longer handles any of that, and I'm putting him under spiritual rehabilitation. He has to go through a spiritual rehabilitation program from now with immediate effect.
At the time of this report, there were media reports that Wogiren was suspended due to his association with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC. But Sahara reporters wrote that sources in Christ Embassy Ministry denied that this was the case. Still quoting Sahara reporters, an APC campaign flyer with a picture of Wogiren that surfaced online seemed to confirm the report, as it suggested his appointment as the Global Youth Ambassador for the Bola Ahmed Support Organization, BTSO, a support group for Tinubu's presidential ambition. Contrary to Sahara reporters, Rubanabati.com wrote that, quote, "In November last year, rumors had begun making rounds that the young pastor may be risking jail as he is being investigated by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for alleged fraudulent financial activities." The rumors of his precarious activities began after his issue with Ethiopian authorities at the airport earlier this year, when he was accused of leaving the country with about $1.8 million, an amount he claimed were contributions and donations from the youth church program, end of quote. Wogiren was the president of the Love World Next and Love World Innovation until his suspension. On the political scene in Nigeria, a coalition of North-Central Christian groups in the All Progressives Congress APC recently protested the party's decision to settle for a Muslim ticket in the 2023 general elections. Punch News reported that the groups, which came together under the aegis of North Central Youth and Women Forum, also kicked against the appointment of the Plateau State Governor, Samuel Lalong, as the Director General of the party's Presidential Campaign Council. The protesters, who comprised members from the 6 north-central states and the Federal Capital Territory, later marched to the presidential villa, Abuja, where they dropped a letter for President Muhammadu Buhari. They also carried placards with inscriptions such as "Lalong is a Judas, Lalong is a betrayal, Lalong is on his own, we say no to DG-ship, give us our VP slot." They also had an inscription saying, quote, "Dear Asuwaju, keep your DG, give us a Christian VP. All Christians in the APC say no to DG-ship." The leader of the group, Dauda Yakubu, who addressed journalists during the protest, said various indices within the APC did not suggest that Christians from the northern part of Nigeria were considered in the party's affairs. Still on Nigerian politics, Sahara Reporters has it that a Catholic bishop identified as John Ebebe Aya has rejected potential money from the Cross River State Governor, Ben Ayade. This happened during a Sunday Thanksgiving Mass at St. Patrick's Catholic Church, Ikotansa, Calabar. In a tribal video, the clergyman was heard telling the governor to use the money he intended to gift him to pay the salaries of civil servants in the state. Watch.
May God divinely whisper into your lives.
I want to talk. And I want to thank my amiable governor. He's my brother. We are from the same part of the state. He will whisper to me later. Whatever he wants to give to me, let him put that package together and pay salaries.
Ayade was a special guest of honor at the Thanksgiving Mass for Justice Emmanuel Agim Akomaye, who was recently promoted as a judge of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. According to Sahara Reporters, Ayade was invited to make a donation in support of the church's 2022 harvest unveiling. Meanwhile, a parishioner who spoke with Vanguard under anonymity said that Ayade immediately went back to the podium to defend himself. He explained that the salaries of the workers were ready, adding that his administration has been faithful and consistent in the paying of salaries for well over 7 years. He said the people will appreciate Ben Ayade when he leaves office. Moving on, the General Secretary to the Christian Association of Nigeria, Barrister Daramola Joseph Bade, has requested the submission of names of all public institutions in their states that prevent Christian worship during weekdays and on Sundays. He made this request on behalf of CAN in a letter addressed to all CAN zonal and state chairmen. In the letter, Bade made it clear that, quote, CAN's headquarters is about to take a stand on the discriminatory policy and needed a swift response on or before 19th August 2022, end of quote. Recall that there was a recent outcry over the Supreme Court ruling affirming the right of Muslim female students to wear hijab in Lagos public schools. But his letter seeking to take a stand on the discriminatory policy comes over a month after the hijab ruling that allowed religious dressings in public buildings. Are this case related? Let us know your thoughts in the comment area. Stay with us. Besides terrorism, ritual killing is another major problem in Nigeria. Recent feeds from various news sources had it that a 37-year-old security guard was beheaded on the premises of the Living Faith Church located in Elebele community in the Obia local government area of Bayelsa State. According to eyewitness accounts narrated to Sahara Reporters, the security guard's body was found mutilated with his throat slit. Meanwhile, Daily Sun reported that the assistant pastor of the church discovered the victim's remains at about 5:50 a.m. that Thursday. Moreover, the youth president of the Elebele community, Mr. Famous Ebo, said that, quote, when people saw him, he was beheaded, his throat was missing, and some people suspected that it may be a case of ritual killing, end of quote. David Ayade is the presiding bishop of the Living Faith Church Worldwide, aka Winners Chapel, with thousands of branches nationwide. And that will be all for this edition of the SWBN News Watch. Thank you so much for staying with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till we meet next Thursday, 9 p.m. I remain Chimela Chike. Stay tuned.